Upper Pond Farm is a diversified produce farm in Old Lyme, Connecticut. Bailey Drown started Upper Pond Farm in January 2014, seeking to produce vegetables with human power on a small scale and to directly market wholesome products to the surrounding community. The locals have eagerly welcomed her, acquiring Upper Pond Farm produce from farmers' markets, health food stores, restaurants, and food pantries. Bailey first learned of the opportunity to lease land in Old Lyme, Connecticut in autumn 2013. Shortly afterward, the USDA awarded her a seasonal high tunnel grant. A high tunnel is a seasonal greenhouse at least 14 feet tall. Bailey was accepted into the USDA conservation program, assuring Upper Pond's soil, air, and water are managed with care. Bailey has also been awarded a Northeast Organic Farming Association scholarship to complete a holistic farm management course for beginning women farmers. She put up a 10-foot by 12-foot greenhouse as well as a walk-in cooler powered by an energy-efficient air conditioner. Bailey has modified the barn for vegetable processing and has grown vegetables for almost all of spring, summer, and fall. You can follow her harvest season on the Upper Pond Farmer Facebook page.
She brings so much joy to us, and we're so glad to have her here on the farm, and she's really good at her job, which is vermin control. Local organic farming is, we are forming a community, and we are agrarians in the sense that we are a group of farmers in the area supporting each other, not only with our trades, but with other resources that we can provide to one another. Like there's a new organic hydroponic farm just down the road in Old Lyme, and he's going to come here next week and see how we process vegetables and learn how he can process his vegetables for market.
Nice.
So we're all about being very cooperative with other farmers, with other food entrepreneurs, and seeing how we can be synergistic between each other and have a community that takes care of each other. So I would like to be able to afford to pay a living wage to workers and not have a tractor is what my goal is for this farm. It's good for my health to be an organic, human-powered farmer. It's really good for my constitution to physically work really hard every day. So this greenhouse is made of polycarbonate, so it's a plastic that has a really long life. It doesn't degrade very quickly, unlike the plastic on the high tunnel. And it's made of aluminum as well, and it does a really good job of holding in heat during the winter and allowing in light. So it's got a high light transmittance rating, and it has a good insulation factor because it's a corrugated plastic, so there's an insulative layer of air that helps hold in the heat. So it's very good because it allows me to extend my season and start things in here in the spring, and I don't require an additional source of heat other than the sun. So what we're using here is passive solar energy. We're just using the greenhouse effect to trap solar energy and hold it in here overnight, which is when we have the biggest issue with heating. And this spring we produced microgreens out of here. This greenhouse holds about 100 trays with all of the shelves that I've put in, and what I would like to expand to is a greenhouse of the same design. I want one that will hold 400 trays, so I'll have a 400 tray capacity with about 100 to 120 trays going to market every week of microgreens. These are microgreens. This is a micro Asian green that is super healthy for you. Microgreens are just regular vegetables. You harvest it when it's got its first true leaves and its cotyledons, which are the first leaves that come out. This leaf right here, the smaller leaf, is the cotyledon, and this is the true leaf. And they're very potent and flavorful. They have 4 to 40 times more vital nutrients than greens of a mature size, and this Asian green is actually a health Asian green, so people eat it medicinally. What I'd like to do is be able to distribute the microgreens more widely year-round. So that means having a higher production capacity and linking up with a local food distributor. I would like to make this a financially sustainable and environmentally sustainable part of my business. So it would provide me with year-round employment, a year-round product that would be distributed to the local community and make fresh local product available year-round.
People are the power source at Upper Pond Farm. Manual tilling causes less soil disruption and compaction than tractors, helping to keep the soil healthy. Upper Pond farmers fuel their bodies for traction with local food instead of fueling tractors with diesel.
One of the things I love about this farm in particular is there are a lot of different birds that we see. We see all sorts of birds of prey, hawks, osprey. We've seen a golden eagle, a bald eagle.
Wow.
We have all sorts of ducks that land on the pond in the spring and the fall when they're migrating. And sometimes I just look up and I say, I'm farming this way for you too, not just for myself, but for all of the things that use this farm. This spring when we put in our lettuce, the lettuce came up very nicely. It showed that the farm was going to grow good lettuce, and a killdeer mama bird and papa bird, because they co-parent, decided to take up residence in our lettuce patch.
Nice.
And the killdeer, if we were tractor powered and we were weeding with a tractor, a cultivator, then we probably wouldn't have noticed their nest and we probably would have run it over.
Right.
But because we're doing it all by hand and we are right there next to the killdeer, we noticed that she was there and Papa Bird was there as well, and we were able to allow them to fledge all of their babies.
Nice.
And that is really symbolic of one of the reasons why I love human-powered agriculture, is it gets you really close to the soil and it gets you really familiar with your farm and all the different creatures that use it. About that time we were deciding on what our logo should be, and that seemed really appropriate.